Good morning, all of you. And let us start with our lecture very seriously and silently. Okay. Are you will be listening here? Just wait now. How impatient you are. You will be getting my voice. You just wait. Okay. Okay. So yesterday, we were learning about the remaining three Vedas. Four Vedas we have studied well. And then after yesterday, I have covered three Vedas which are not equally important like other four Vedas. But which these three Vedas were Upanishad, Aranyakas, and the Brahmanas. Okay. So Brahmanas once again is a Veda which is related with the performing of mantras at the time of yajna. Okay. So mantras were no doubt composed by the priest. Who were the priest in that time? Of course, Brahmin. In which language these mantras were composed? Of course, in Sanskrit. Were the other peoples allowed to were the other people allowed to recite and learn these Vedas? No, except Brahmin. Except Brahmin, others people were not allowed to read, recite, and chant even. Okay, but we are getting information about the Brahmanic test. Okay, the Brahmanas was a fifth text, Vedic text, and it was all about what is that? How to perform yajna. There were rules laid down regarding the performance, regarding the performing of mantras. So rules were laid down out there, and accordingly, mantras should be recited, mantras should be chanted. Okay, so that was about the Brahmanas. Aranyakas, of course, the name itself gives us an idea that Aranyakas were the Vedas but were composed in forest. Why these were composed in the forest? The reason is those rishis who were living in the aranya, living in the jungle, they have composed Vedas over there. Understand? And these Vedas were related with the meditation and the concentration. When you are sitting deeply for meditation, you are able to focus your concentration. And when your mind is concentrated, you can think well. You can, your thinking is going to be creative. And this creative, deep thinking, okay, was possible when you are in the full concentration. So these Aranyakas were the Vedas related to meditation and the concentration and were composed in the Aranyas, in the jungle. Okay. Then another we have studied the last one that was Upanishad. Now you all are going to schools and then after you are who's that from your side it is. Okay. Some you all of you should be very careful about the voice. Okay. Okay, just wait. Just wait. Let me mute everybody. Okay. Okay. Now listen to me. Now listen to me. Okay. Okay. Now listen to me. So Upanishad. Now we all are joining the school and we are going to attend the lectures of our teachers and in the company of them in the classroom we are learning that. But in that time just like the schools we are having now. Formerly, school education wasn't there. Education was there, but education was acquired and learned in the company of teacher by sitting at the feet of teacher. Students were acquiring knowledge. Okay, and Upanishad is related with the knowledge acquired from teacher by sitting with him at his home, and it discuss about the serious and the profound issues like लाइफ एंड डेथ, जन्म और मृत्यु के बारे में बहुत सी चर्चा वहां पे वी फाइंड. ओके, सो ब्राह्मणास, aranyaka's, and the upanishads are the three forms of Vedic text. Okay, so these are not as important as these four Vedas are, but these were equally composed. Understand? So we are supposed to learn this Vedic text also. Now, very important part of Vedic civilization is how the people were living their life. What was the difference in their life and the life we are living now? What were the occupations? How they were going to satisfy their basic needs? So let us learn all these things. That is very important point. See, in that time, now most of us are living in the nuclear family. Nuclear family means the short family. Okay, when you are living only with your father and mother, that is a nuclear family. But in Vedic civilization, in the old time, joint family was there. In the joint family, who were included in the joint family? Old persons, I mean your grandfather, grandmother, your mother and father, then your sister and brothers, and if your brother is elder, if he is married, his children. Okay, so that was known as a joint family. Then why there was a joint family? That is the reason. We should know the historical reason behind that. Why can't we maintain joint family? In this time, the reason was now we are going for job elsewhere. I mean in Bombay, Nashik, Pune, everywhere. Okay. And there we have to stay. We cannot come back and we cannot go on job the next day. That's why we have to live over there with our wife and children. So that's why the families got separated. Understand? Families got disconnected. They started, what is that? The younger, those who are educated, qualified, and are doing job somewhere, they are living in the cities. So the main family was, what is that? Uh, got separated. Got separated. Uh, Ayush, Ayush, yesterday I told you you are always interrupting and asking silly questions. So will you be silent? You can ask me question, but at the end you can ask me. Okay. So see, now we hardly find joint families because the situation has completely changed. Okay. In that time, the all the family members were depend on the agriculture, and of course all of them have to live with each other. They had no options with them, so therefore there was a joint family. Another, who was the head of the joint family? Of course the father. Why father was the head, or the responsible person in the family? The person who is earning, the person who is, okay, the person who is earning, who is providing financial help is going to be the head. Suppose if your father is not working, is not doing job, and if your big brother is working and your family depends upon his salary, then he becomes the head. So the point is, those who are earning are going to be responsible and the head of the family. Stop talking. Another, see, uh, the family of that time and this time, what is the difference? There is no difference at all. We find now there is a still patriarchy in our society. When we say patriarchy, in Marathi we call that as a Purush Satta. पुरुष सत्ताक फॅमिली म्हणजे पुरुषांची सत्ता असते. ओके, यू अंडरस्टँड गॉट माय पॉइंट. Patriarchy is a very difficult term. Okay, it's maybe the new term for all of you. Patriarchy means when the father is the head, when the men are the head, that is patriarchal family. If you want to get married, or if your sister want to get married, your sister, and even if you cannot take decision on your own, you will have to consult, you have to take an advice of your father. Without the permission of your father, you can't take a decision of your life. Father is the one who is the final in taking the decision. So that type of family is a patriarchal family. No doubt. Now your father may not be taking strong decision. If your mother is taking strong decision, okay, that's good. But still, there is a little bit change. There has not been a radical and drastic change in the family. Changes have been definitely there. Okay, so in that time, Vedic time, patriarchal family was there. But before Vedic time, we if we go to the stage of primitive agriculture, when agriculture was just invented means just people just started agriculture. So who was the responsible in that time when we have started the agriculture? Of course, women were responsible. Women were responsible. And as there was an invention of plough, listen, as there was an invention of plough, the agriculture was shifted towards men. Agriculture was shifted towards men because of the invention of the plough, agriculture became the occupation of which was dependent mainly on the men. Okay, but before agriculture, in the primitive agriculture, women were the head. Now there has been a shift. Okay, now we are finding not matriarchal family. In that time, matriarchy was there, so women were the head, ladies were the head. Now it is patriarchal, means the men. Okay, men are the head. Who is talking? Stop talking. What the dada and all that? Don't talk with your family members there. Don't disturb me. Okay. Then another scene. Yesterday I gave you the references of Lopamudra, Garge, and Maitreyi. You will find reference of Maitreyi. Maitreyi was the name of a lady. Gargi was also the lady. Okay. And Lopamudra was also a woman. These three women were revolutionary women. Why these three women were revolutionary and why do we get references about them? Because they have done something outstanding and revolutionary in their time. They fought against the established mentality and the beliefs. They have broken up the age old traditions and they dare to break up all that was not reasonable, all that was not appealing to the brain were broken by these women. That's why let us salute these women. Yesterday I gave you an example of the Gargi, was a revolutionary lady who fought against the great scholar of that time, Yadnevalka, and she asked him a very basic question. The question was, अगर इस जगत को ब्रह्म ने बनाया तो ब्रह्म को किसने बनाया? इस सवाल का आंसर Upanishad was not able to give the answer to Gargi. And since then, women were restricted education. Women's education has almost stopped from that time. But it's a Vedic reference. Okay, we got these references because I am very much interested in the history. I got these references, but you will not find this reference in your textbook. You will just find the names of these great women. But if you are interested, you just Google it, then you will find the what is that the information about the Maitreyi during Vedic period. Then you will got little bit information. Go into that, read it with interest, and then come tomorrow. I will give you explanation. Okay. But don't forget to read about these revolutionary women, Lopamudra, Gargi, and Maitreyi. Okay. Then see, at the time of Gautam Buddha, a lot of women accepted Buddhism and they started working as a bhikkhunis. They composed their literature. म्हणजे compared to other religions, women from Buddhism have composed fantastic and great literature of their own by their own experience. They have not just translated, but they have composed their own literature. And then we come to know that by the beginning of the use of plough, agriculture become heavy day by day. And because of that, women were replaced by men, and the family become patriarchal, and women were restricted education. So then after, at the time of Mahatma Phule, we once again, Mahatma Phule has to what is the had to fight against the established what is that restrictions or the tradition, and to make the education free for all women. Okay. Now let us see, after looking at the way of their life, let us learn what type of houses have they made. Okay. Were their houses made of concrete? Were their houses made of stones and the bricks? Let us see all this. Okay. Their houses were made of what is that? Soil, earthen. Okay. And nowadays, if you are from village, uh, if you are living in village or if you happen to be in the village, you will come to know that still you will find the walls of the houses made up of earthen material. And what they are using as a color, then the cow dung, they are mixing with the soil and using that material as a plaster, and they are making their walls finished. They are finishing their walls with the material, okay, mix up with soil and cow dung. So that type of material were used, and they were not having a highly designed what windows. But were they having windows? Yes, yes, definitely. They were also careful about the ventilation, air ventilation, and all of this. But their lattice, their windows were made of wooden strips. So wooden material was definitely used, soil was used, cow dung was used, and by making a mixture of all these things, they have made up their walls and windows. Okay. Then clay material was also used. Okay. If you in the medieval time, if you are going to visit any kind of historical place, you will come to know that cement was not used in during that time. They were mixing a melting iron into that clay and have made up the strongest ever what is that buildings and the forts and the compounds and all of these. Okay. Then the house was in that time, the house is still it is known as a gruha. A gruha is a Sanskrit word, but shala, that was also the word used for house. Now it has different context. Okay. Now when we are saying shala, it is related with the school only. Okay. But in that time, school was also known as a shala or the gruha. Okay. So another scene, we are going to cover remaining points. Okay. Diet. What was their diet? What they were eating as a diet? Okay. What was included in their diet? So wheat, barley, rice were general. Okay. These were produced in their time also. So that was included in their diet. Then Vedic people have became successful in domesticating the animals. Mainly the bulls, cows, and all of these were domesticated on large scale because these were useful, because these animals were not only useful for meat, for also milk. Okay. So cows, oxen, and all of these were domesticated. And nowadays we are using milk, yogurt, okay, and other ghee material, butter, and all of these which are mainly made from making use of the milk. So all of these were there in their diet. Barley, wheat, rice, and all of these were there, and also peas. Okay, lentils. Another, what is that? Black gram and sesame. All of these were also included in their diet. So all the things that we are using now were used in their time also. Okay, so there is not a big difference. The difference will be about the hybrid crops. Okay, hybrid seeds, crops, vegetables. Okay, because now we are living in the modern time. Okay, but in their time, the natural seeds were used for the agriculture, and of course, all these things were into their diet. Then garments. So, finish this lecture. Let us take